Hello, and welcome to Hello English. We're so glad you're joining us to practice your listening skills today.
It's great to be here.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Hello English. And wow, we are really happy that you are here with us today.
Yes, hello, my friends, and thank you so much for joining us again because spending time together and learning English together always feels special.
Absolutely, Emma. And whether you are drinking coffee, cooking dinner, walking outside, or maybe relaxing on your bed right now, we are very happy to be part of your day.
And I'm Emma, and honestly, I think many people are curious about today's topic because AI is becoming part of everyday life now.
Yes, it really is. And today we are talking about something that many English learners around the world are already using every single day.
Today's topic is how AI is helping people learn English faster.
And do not worry, because we are going to explain everything in a very simple and relaxed way, so you can just listen comfortably and enjoy the conversation. And before we begin, we want to thank everyone who listens to Hello English regularly, because your support really means a lot to us.
It truly does, and if our conversations help you feel more confident in English, you can support the channel in a very simple way.
Yes, you can like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel, because small actions like these help our little English learning community grow bigger.
And honestly, even writing one small comment in English can help your English improve little by little over time.
That is so true, Emma, because practice does not always need to be big or perfect, and even small practice is still practice.
Exactly, Ryan. And sometimes people forget that learning English is like growing a plant because small daily care creates beautiful results later.
Wow, that was actually a very nice example, Emma.
Thank you. Thank you. I try my best sometimes.
And today, we also want you to relax and listen naturally, because you do not need to understand every single word perfectly.
Yes, just enjoy the conversation, listen to the rhythm, and let your brain slowly become more familiar with English.
So, Emma, let me ask you something first, because I think this is a good place to start.
Okay, I'm ready.
When you hear the word AI, what is the first thing you think about?
Honestly, the first thing I think about is phones and computers answering questions very quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense, because many people think about chatbots, smart assistants, or robots when they hear the word AI.
And sometimes people also feel a little nervous about AI because movies often show robots taking over the world.
Yes, movies really love dramatic stories, do they not?
They really do, Ryan. And suddenly, every robot in the movie becomes dangerous for no reason.
Exactly. But in real life, AI is usually much less dramatic and much more practical.
Yes, and many people are using AI to study, work, organize their lives, and especially learn languages.
That's right. And English learners now have tools that people did not have 10 or 20 years ago.
Actually, when I was younger, language learning felt very different from today.
Really? What was different?
Well, if you wanted to practice English speaking, you usually needed a teacher, a class, or a language partner.
And that wasn't always easy to find.
Exactly, especially if you lived in a small town or if English classes were expensive.
That is such an important point, because many people around the world want to learn English, but they don't always have access to teachers or native speakers.
Yes, and this is one reason why AI is helping so many learners now, because it gives people more opportunities to practice anytime they want.
Anytime is the important word there, because AI tools are available 24 hours a day.
So if someone wants to practice English at midnight while eating noodles in their kitchen, they can do that now.
Honestly, that sounds strangely peaceful.
It really does.
But seriously, flexibility is a huge advantage, because learners can study when they feel comfortable and relaxed.
And when people feel relaxed, learning often becomes easier and more natural.
Yes, stress can make learning feel heavy sometimes.
Definitely. And many learners are afraid of making mistakes in front of other people.
Oh yes, that fear is very common.
People worry about pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, or sounding awkward.
And sometimes that fear becomes so strong that people stop speaking completely.
Exactly. But many AI tools create a private space where learners can practice without feeling embarrassed.
That's actually one of the biggest benefits of AI for language learners.
I agree, because learners can repeat sentences many times without worrying that someone will judge them.
And honestly, repetition is extremely important when learning English.
Yes, repetition helps your brain remember words and patterns more naturally over time.
So if someone practices the same sentence again and again, their confidence slowly grows.
Exactly. And confidence changes everything in language learning.
That is so true, Emma, because sometimes people already know enough English, but they're simply too nervous to speak.
Yes, they know more than they think, but fear blocks their voice.
Wow, that sentence sounds really powerful, Emma.
Thank you, Ryan. I felt a little dramatic for a second there.
And honestly, you're right, because confidence is not just about language, but also about feeling safe while learning.
Exactly. And AI can help create that safe environment for practice.
So let's talk about some specific ways AI helps people learn English faster, because I think listeners will enjoy practical examples.
Yes, practical examples always make learning easier to understand.
One very common way is through AI chat apps, where learners can have conversations in English anytime they want.
And these conversations can feel surprisingly natural now.
Very true, because modern AI can answer questions, continue discussions, explain vocabulary, and even correct mistakes politely.
And I think one amazing thing is that learners can choose their level.
Oh yes, that is a huge advantage.
For example, beginners can ask for slow and simple English, while advanced learners can practice deeper conversations.
That flexibility is really helpful because every learner is different.
Exactly, and traditional classrooms sometimes move too fast for some students and too slowly for others.
Yes, one student might feel bored while another feels lost.
But AI tools can adjust more personally to each learner's needs.
And personal learning is often more effective because it matches the learner's pace.
That word pace is important here because everybody learns differently.
Some people learn quickly with speaking practice, while others need more listening time first.
And some people enjoy grammar exercises while others prefer casual conversation.
Honestly, I think many people prefer conversation because grammar books can feel scary sometimes.
Oh yes, some grammar books look like they were designed to frighten students.
Exactly. You open the book and suddenly there are 50 grammar rules waiting for you.
And then your brain quietly says, maybe tomorrow.
That is painfully relatable.
But AI can make grammar feel lighter and easier because learners can ask simple questions naturally.
For example, someone can ask, what is the difference between say and tell?
Or they can ask, why do people say I am interested in instead of I am interested on?
And the AI can explain immediately with examples.
Yes, instant answers are very useful because learners don't need to wait for the next class or search through many pages online.
That saves time and keeps learning momentum strong.
Momentum is another important word because consistent learning is more powerful than studying only once in a while.
Definitely, and AI tools often encourage daily practice in simple ways.
For example, some apps send reminders or short daily lessons.
And small lessons can feel less overwhelming.
Exactly, because studying for 10 minutes every day is often easier than studying for 3 hours once a month.
That is such a realistic point.
And honestly, many busy adults don't have huge amounts of free time.
Yes, people work, study, take care of family, and manage many responsibilities every day.
So learning tools that fit into daily life become very valuable.
Like practicing English while riding the bus, or waiting for food at a restaurant.
Or listening to English while cleaning the house, which honestly makes cleaning feel less boring.
Very true, because suddenly you're learning and cleaning at the same time.
That's what I call productive multitasking.
And speaking of listening, AI is also helping people improve pronunciation now.
Oh yes, pronunciation tools are becoming very advanced.
Some apps can listen to your speech and show which words sound clear and which words need more practice.
And this can help learners notice small pronunciation differences that are difficult to hear alone.
Especially sounds that don't exist in someone's native language.
Exactly, because every language has different sounds, rhythms, and speaking patterns.
For example, some learners struggle with the TH sound in English.
Oh yes, words like think, this, and three can feel difficult at first.
And learners sometimes say sink instead of think, or tree instead of three, which honestly can create funny misunderstandings sometimes.
Very true, because if you ask for 3 cups of coffee, people might imagine a forest cafe.
A forest inside a tree actually sounds kind of wonderful.
Honestly, I would visit that cafe immediately.
Same here, especially if there are soft chairs and good music.
Now I want coffee again.
Ryan, you always want coffee. That is completely true.
But coming back to pronunciation, AI tools can help learners repeat sounds again and again without pressure.
And practice without pressure is very important for improvement.
Yes, because people learn better when they feel calm instead of embarrassed.
Another interesting thing is that AI can help learners build vocabulary faster.
Oh yes, vocabulary learning is changing a lot now.
Instead of only memorizing long word lists, learners can practice words inside real conversations.
And learning words in context is usually more effective because the brain remembers situations and emotions too.
Exactly, because words become connected to real experiences instead of isolated information.
For example, if you learn the word delicious while talking about your favorite food, the word feels more alive.
And maybe now listeners are thinking about pizza.
Honestly, I'm definitely thinking about pizza now.
See? Vocabulary plus emotion equals memory.
That sounds like a science formula, Ryan.
Maybe I should become a language scientist.
You already sound like one sometimes.
I will take that. But honestly, I think many listeners understand this feeling because language learning can feel emotional sometimes.
Yes, very emotional actually. People often feel excited one day and frustrated the next day.
And sometimes learners compare themselves to others too much,
Oh yes, comparison can be very discouraging.
especially online where everyone seems fluent and confident.
But social media often shows only the best moments, not the difficult practice behind them.
Exactly, and every fluent speaker was once a beginner too.
That is something listeners should always remember.
Absolutely, because progress takes time, patience, and consistent exposure to English.
And AI is simply one helpful tool that can support that journey.
Yes, AI is not magic, but it can make practice easier, faster, and more available.
I really like that explanation because sometimes people think AI will suddenly make them fluent overnight.
Oh yes, and unfortunately that is not how learning works.
Learning still requires listening, repetition, practice, and patience.
But AI can reduce many obstacles that learners faced in the past.
Exactly, and reducing obstacles helps people continue learning longer.
And consistency is often more important than intensity.
Yes, because studying a little every day usually works better than studying too much only once.
That is why daily English habits are so powerful.
Like listening to podcasts, reading small articles, or having short AI conversations every day.
And honestly, even 5 or 10 minutes matters.
Definitely, because small steps still move you forward.
I think many learners need to hear that more often.
I agree, because people sometimes feel guilty for not studying enough.
But life is busy, and progress does not need to be perfect.
Exactly, and learning English should become part of life, not a punishment.
That is such a healthy way to think about it.
Thank you, Ryan.
So, Emma, let me ask you something interesting.
Okay, go ahead.
If you were learning English again from the beginning today, how would you use AI?
Oh, that is a great question. And honestly, I would probably use AI mainly for conversation practice.
Really? Why conversation practice first?
Because speaking regularly builds confidence, and confidence helps learners continue longer without giving up.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I would probably talk about daily life topics first, because simple topics feel easier and more useful.
Like talking about food, hobbies, routines, or travel.
Exactly, because daily vocabulary appears again and again in real life.
And repetition through daily topics helps memory naturally.
Yes, and I would also ask AI to explain words in very simple English.
Oh, that is a smart idea.
Because sometimes dictionary definitions feel too difficult for beginners.
Very true. Some dictionary explanations use harder words than the original word itself.
Exactly, and then learners become confused very quickly.
I remember once reading a dictionary explanation and needing another dictionary for the explanation.
That is honestly hilarious and painfully true.
Language learning can be funny sometimes.
Yes, and laughing during learning is actually very helpful because positive emotions improve memory too.
That is such an important point, and I think people learn better when they enjoy the process.
Definitely, because stress blocks curiosity.
And curiosity makes learning more natural.
Exactly, and AI can help create interactive and interesting learning experiences that feel less boring than traditional study methods sometimes.
Especially for younger learners who enjoy technology.
Yes, many young people already feel comfortable using apps and digital tools every day.
And honestly, technology is now part of modern learning in many areas, not only language learning.
That is true, and schools around the world are changing slowly because technology keeps evolving.
But Emma, do you think there are any problems with using AI for learning English?
Yes, actually. I do think there are some things learners should be careful about.
Interesting. Let us talk about that because balanced discussions are important.
Exactly, because AI is helpful, but it should not completely replace real human communication.
I agree with that very strongly.
Because real conversations with humans include emotions, body language, accents, interruptions, and unpredictable moments.
And those real moments teach communication skills that apps alone cannot fully teach.
Yes, communication is not only grammar and vocabulary, because it's also about understanding people.
That is beautifully said.
Thank you.
So Emma, let me ask you something interesting.
Okay, go ahead.
If you were learning English again from the beginning today, how would you use AI?
Oh, that is a great question. And honestly, I would probably use AI mainly for conversation practice.
Really? Why conversation practice first?
Because speaking regularly builds confidence, and confidence helps learners continue longer without giving up.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I would probably talk about daily life topics first, because simple topics feel easier and more useful.
Like talking about food, hobbies, routines, or travel.
Exactly, because daily vocabulary appears again and again in real life.
And repetition through daily topics helps memory naturally.
Yes, and I would also ask AI to explain words in very simple English.
Oh, that is a smart idea.
Because sometimes dictionary definitions feel too difficult for beginners.
Very true. Some dictionary explanations use harder words than the original word itself.
Exactly, and then learners become confused very quickly.
I remember once reading a dictionary explanation and needing another dictionary for the explanation.
That is honestly hilarious and painfully true.
Language learning can be funny sometimes.
Yes, and laughing during learning is actually very helpful because positive emotions improve memory too.
That is such an important point, and I think people learn better when they enjoy the process.
Definitely, because stress blocks curiosity.
And curiosity makes learning more natural.
Exactly, and AI can help create interactive and interesting learning experiences that feel less boring than traditional study methods sometimes.
Especially for younger learners who enjoy technology.
Yes, many young people already feel comfortable using apps and digital tools every day.
And honestly, technology is now part of modern learning in many areas, not only language learning.
That is true, and schools around the world are changing slowly because technology keeps evolving.
But Emma, do you think there are any problems with using AI for learning English?
Yes, actually. I do think there are some things learners should be careful about.
Interesting. Let us talk about that because balanced discussions are important.
Exactly, because AI is helpful, but it should not completely replace real human communication.
I agree with that very strongly.
Because real conversations with humans include emotions, body language, accents, interruptions, and unpredictable moments.
And those real moments teach communication skills that apps alone cannot fully teach.
Yes, communication is not only grammar and vocabulary, because it's also about understanding people.
That is beautifully said.
Thank you.
And sometimes AI answers can sound too perfect or too polite compared to real-life conversations.
Oh, yes. Real people speak differently.
People interrupt each other, change topics suddenly, laugh unexpectedly, or forget words.
Exactly. And learners need exposure to natural human communication too.
So maybe the best approach is balance.
Yes, balance is the key.
AI can support learning, but human interaction remains very important.
And honestly, many learners use AI as preparation before speaking with real people.
That sounds like a smart and healthy way to use it.
Yes, because practice with AI can reduce fear and increase readiness.
And then learners feel more comfortable joining conversations in real life.
Exactly.
All right, everyone. We are going to continue this conversation in part 2 because we still have many interesting things to discuss about AI and English learning.
Yes, we will talk more about motivation, listening practice, translation tools, common mistakes, and how learners can use AI wisely in daily life.
And honestly, the next part is going to feel even more practical and helpful.
So stay with us, relax, and continue learning English step by step together.
And before we pause here, tell us something in the comments because we really love hearing from you.
Yes, we want to know this question today. Have you ever used AI to practice English? And if yes, what was your experience like? Maybe it helped your pronunciation, your confidence, or your vocabulary. And maybe you even had a funny conversation with AI once.
Honestly, funny AI stories are always entertaining.
They really are.
Exactly. And maybe learning English makes boring tasks feel a little lighter and more enjoyable.
I think it really does because language learning adds something positive to ordinary moments.
And speaking of positive things, today we are continuing our conversation about how AI is helping people learn English faster.
Yes, and in part one, we talked about confidence, conversation practice, pronunciation, vocabulary, and many other useful things.
But there is still so much more to discuss because AI is changing language learning in many interesting ways.
And honestly, some learners are probably using AI every day already without even realizing how much it helps them.
That is actually true because many apps and websites now include AI features quietly in the background.
For example, translation apps, writing tools, speaking assistants, and learning platforms often use AI technology now.
And many learners use these tools naturally during daily life.
Like checking pronunciation, correcting writing, translating words, or practicing conversations before work or school.
Exactly. And one thing I find really interesting is how AI can help learners become more independent.
Oh yes, independence is a very important word here.
Because in the past, many learners depended completely on teachers or classrooms for practice and explanations.
But now learners can study more freely and explore English whenever curiosity appears.
For example, if someone hears a new phrase in a movie, they can immediately ask AI about it.
And they can ask follow-up questions too, which makes learning more interactive.
Like asking, is this phrase formal or informal?
Or asking, do native speakers really say this often?
Exactly. And immediate feedback helps learners stay engaged.
That word engaged is important because attention and curiosity make learning stronger.
Definitely, because when learners feel curious, they naturally focus more deeply.
And AI tools can sometimes make learning feel more personal and conversational instead of cold and academic.
That is one reason many people enjoy using AI for language learning.
Yes, because it feels less like taking a difficult exam and more like having support during practice.
And honestly, many adults still carry school stress from the past.
Oh yes, some people remember feeling nervous in classrooms or embarrassed after making mistakes.
Especially when teachers corrected mistakes very strictly.
Exactly, and that fear can stay inside people for many years.
But gentle correction often works better for confidence.
I completely agree because learners improve more when they feel encouraged instead of ashamed.
And many AI tools now correct mistakes in a calm and supportive way.
For example, instead of simply saying wrong, they explain why something sounds unnatural.
And explanations help learners understand patterns instead of memorizing random rules.
That is such an important difference.
Because understanding creates deeper learning.
Yes, and deeper learning lasts longer.
Another thing that AI is helping with is listening practice.
Oh yes, listening is extremely important for language learning.
Actually, many learners focus mostly on grammar and vocabulary, but forget how powerful listening can be.
And listening trains your brain to recognize natural English rhythm and pronunciation.
Exactly, because language is not only words, but also sound, timing, and flow.
That is why listening regularly helps speaking improve naturally over time, too.
And now, AI tools can create personalized listening practice for different levels.
For example, beginners can listen to slow and clear English,
while advanced learners can practice fast conversations or difficult topics.
and some tools can even create listening exercises based on your interests.
Which honestly sounds amazing.
It really does, because learning becomes more enjoyable when topics feel personal.
Like practicing English through cooking, sports, music, travel, or movies.
Exactly, because motivation grows when learners enjoy the subject itself.
And enjoyment matters more than people sometimes realize.
Definitely, because people continue learning longer when the process feels pleasant.
I think that is why podcasts are becoming so popular for English learners.
Yes, podcasts feel relaxed and natural.
And listeners can study while living their normal life.
Like driving, exercising, shopping, or cleaning.
Honestly, cleaning appears often in our examples.
That is because adults spend a surprising amount of life cleaning things.
Very true, and now at least people can improve English while cleaning.
Exactly, so maybe cleaning becomes slightly less tragic.
Slightly. But coming back to listening practice, AI can also help learners understand difficult accents.
Oh yes, accents are a huge part of real English communication.
Because English is spoken differently around the world.
For example, English from the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, India, and many other places can sound quite different.
And learners sometimes panic when they hear unfamiliar accents for the first time.
Which is completely normal.
Very normal, because your brain needs time to adjust to new speaking patterns.
But exposure helps a lot.
Exactly, and AI tools can expose learners to different voices and accents gradually.
That is really useful because real-world English is diverse.
And learners should not feel bad if they don't understand every accent immediately.
Absolutely not, because even native speakers sometimes struggle with unfamiliar accents too.
That is so true. I remember once watching a movie with a very strong accent, and honestly, I needed subtitles sometimes.
See, listeners, even native speakers use subtitles occasionally.
Yes, absolutely.
So never feel embarrassed if listening feels difficult sometimes.
Listening is a skill, and skills improve with practice.
Exactly, slowly and naturally over time.
Now, Emma, let us talk about writing, because AI is helping many learners improve writing too.
Oh yes, writing tools are becoming very popular.
Especially tools that check grammar, vocabulary, and sentence structure.
And honestly, these tools can be very helpful for beginners.
Because writing in another language can feel intimidating at first.
Especially when learners worry about grammar mistakes.
Or spelling mistakes.
Or punctuation mistakes.
Or all three at the same time.
Exactly.
But AI writing tools can help learners notice patterns and improve gradually.
For example, if someone writes, "He go to school yesterday," the tool can explain the past tense correction.
And over time, repeated corrections help learners remember grammar naturally.
Yes, repetition plus correction creates stronger understanding.
But I think learners should also be careful not to depend completely on AI for writing.
I agree very much.
Because if AI writes everything for you, your own brain practices less.
Exactly, and language learning requires active effort too.
So maybe learners should first try writing alone and then use AI for checking and improving.
That sounds like a very healthy strategy.
And honestly, mistakes are part of learning anyway.
Yes, mistakes are not enemies.
Actually, mistakes often teach the strongest lessons.
I completely agree because people usually remember corrections after making real mistakes themselves.
And sometimes funny mistakes become unforgettable memories.
Oh yes, language mistakes can create very funny situations sometimes.
Have you ever made a funny language mistake while traveling?
Actually, yes. Many years ago, I accidentally ordered something completely different at a restaurant because I misunderstood one word.
Really? What happened?
Well, I thought I ordered a small snack, but suddenly the waiter brought enough food for maybe 6 people.
Oh no.
Yes, and I was too embarrassed to explain, so I just sat there looking shocked.
That is honestly adorable.
It was not adorable at the time, Ryan.
But I think those experiences become great stories later.
That is true. And honestly, those mistakes helped me remember the vocabulary forever.
Exactly. Emotional experiences strengthen memory.
And learners should not fear mistakes too much because mistakes are evidence that you are trying.
That is such an important message.
Thank you.
Now, Emma, another thing people often ask is whether AI can replace English teachers completely.
Honestly, I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Because teachers do much more than explain grammar.
Very true.
Good teachers motivate students, understand emotions, encourage confidence, and create human connection.
And human connection is difficult to replace completely.
Exactly, because language is emotional as well as intellectual.
And teachers can notice frustration, fear, excitement, or confusion in ways technology still struggles to understand deeply.
Yes, and classrooms also create community.
Which is very valuable for motivation.
Definitely, because learning with others can feel inspiring and supportive.
So, maybe AI works best as a partner for learning rather than a complete replacement for teachers.
I think that's the best way to describe it.
A helpful partner.
Exactly.
And honestly, teachers who use AI wisely may become even more effective.
That is such a good point, because technology can support teachers too.
For example, AI can create practice exercises, conversation examples, or personalized homework.
And that gives teachers more time to focus on human interaction and support.
Which is probably the most important part of teaching anyway.
I completely agree.
Now let's talk about motivation, because motivation is one of the biggest challenges in language learning.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Many learners begin very excited, but lose energy after some weeks or months.
That happens so often.
Especially when progress feels slow.
Or when learners compare themselves too much to fluent speakers online.
Yes, comparison can steal motivation very quickly.
But AI tools sometimes help motivation by making practice feel easier to start.
Like short exercises, conversation games, or daily challenges.
Exactly, because small goals feel less overwhelming.
And completing small goals creates positive momentum.
Momentum again, Ryan.
It's an important word today.
It really is.
Because language learning is not about one perfect study session.
It's about continuing regularly over time.
Exactly. And honestly, consistency becomes easier when learning feels enjoyable instead of stressful.
That is why learners should choose study methods they genuinely like.
For example, some people love podcasts while others prefer videos or reading,
And some people enjoy speaking practice more than grammar exercises.
which is completely okay because different learners have different personalities.
There's no single perfect method for everyone.
Exactly. And AI tools allow learners to personalize their learning experience much more.
That flexibility is honestly one of the most exciting parts.
I agree. Now, Emma, imagine someone listening right now feels nervous about using AI because technology seems confusing.
I think many people feel that way actually.
Especially older learners sometimes.
Yes, but honestly, many AI tools today are designed to be very simple and beginner-friendly.
And learners don't need to become technology experts.
Not at all.
Sometimes they only need to type simple questions like, "Can you help me practice English?"
Or, can you explain this word simply?
Exactly. Simple communication is enough to begin.
And honestly, curiosity is more important than technical skill.
That is a wonderful sentence.
Thank you.
Because learning always begins